Alright, we need to talk witches. I want to talk about the power of the witch in this video. Something I'm noticing a lot lately. Has to do with these witches claiming their power. And we need to talk about it. It's time, family. We need to talk about the witch's power. Now I'm going to start off by saying I want you all to go and read these ancient Greek myths about Circe, C-I-R-C-E. Read the myths about her. Read about Medea, M-E-D-E-A. Okay, read these myths about these ancient witches, y'all. Read their stories. Read about their powers. You all need to understand something about witches and about a witch's power. Now, this video is probably going to be controversial. You guys know I like to be blunt and just put out there my thoughts. And I honestly don't care if people disagree. Okay? I am just here to share my thoughts, my opinions and views, and my gnosis. So this video is about the power of the witch. Alright? Read the stories about these ancient witches, Circe, Medea. You'll note too in the myths that both of them worked with goddess Hekate. And now these witches are some of the most powerful witches in all of the Greek myths. You'll notice that. I mean, even in Shakespeare, in Macbeth, he writes about the witches. There's 3 witches there in that story. And they work with goddess Hekate. He's drawing on Shakespeare. He's drawing on these ancient myths where these powerful ass witches work with goddess Hekate. Now I want y'all to read about that, okay? Read these ancient myths. See what those witches' powers were. See just how powerful they were. Now look, a lot of witches these days are severely lacking in power. Okay, in personal power, they're severely lacking. I noticed that. A lot of witches these days always want to call on spirits, gods and goddesses, and all this shit, but they're lacking in their own personal power. Okay? Let me tell you something about witches. Witches have never been a part of the main religions. Or let me even rephrase that further. Witches have never been a part of religion at all. Okay? Witches define themselves. Witches defy society and religion. They take all power onto their self. Okay? That is what a witch truly is. So, you need to understand that if you all are practicing these religions You are not truly a witch. You might be doing magic. You might be doing witchcraft. There might even be magic and witchcraft in your religion. But if you are following a religion, you are not a witch. Did you know that? A witch has the power to command the gods even. You understand that? Religions all serve gods. Religions all worship gods and serve the will of the god or the goddess or the deity. All religions are for service. That is not what a witch is. A witch is not a follower. A witch can work with gods and goddesses. And we often do. But a witch does not serve a god or a goddess. They serve their own will. Okay? That's what it means to be a witch. Family, we have to talk about this because I'm just noticing a lot of you all don't understand this. Now, you all know that I personally am a devotee to Goddess Hekate. That's true. I'm not contradicting myself here. Okay. I have come to a level in my practice where I understand Hekate to be my own higher self. Okay? Therefore, I'm serving my own will with my work with her, with my devotion to her. So you need to understand that I'm not contradicting myself when I tell you that a witch does not serve the gods in a religious way. A witch very much serves her or his own will. Okay? Now, if you read these ancient stories, you guys, I'm telling you, you need to go read them. These witches, who not surprisingly worked with Goddess Hekate, were able to command the gods. Read the story of Medea. Read the story of Circe. You all know the ritual drawing down the moon. And if you don't know about that, look it up too. Drawing down the moon is the modern pagan Wicca or whatever ritual where you invoke the goddess into your body. Alright, and they call it drawing down the moon. Now, in the actual ancient myths, you have these ancient witches drawing down the moon in a much different way. They were not invoking the goddess into their self. That's not what drawing down the moon really is. That's just the modern, watered down version of it, where these witches nowadays are doing it in a religious way. They're worshiping the god and the goddess, or the lord and lady, as they call it in Wicca, in a religious way. That's not what ancient witches were like. Okay, read the story of Medea. Or read the Theogony, which contains the story of Medea in it. There's a part in that story, and y'all forgive me if I misquote this exactly, but there's a part in that story when the goddess of the moon, Selene or Luna, complains to Medea, and she says something like, "How many times, Medea, the sorceress, have you commanded me and compelled me and disorbed me from the sky by your sorceries and enchantments?" You understand what that means, right? This witch Medea, a true witch, commanded the goddess of the moon by her magic. You guys need to understand that the witch's power comes from within. It is personal power. It is the magic within yourself, sort of to bind things to your will, including the gods and goddesses. The forces of nature, all of it. It's the ability to impose your will into creation, into the universe, to which even the gods and goddesses must obey it. That is the true power of the witch. So a lot of you all are getting caught up in the religions, and you're not realizing your full power. But you need to understand that all of the religions that exist are there to limit you. That's the real reason they exist. They're there to limit you from using and developing your full power. By confusing you about it. You need to understand that your power is coming from within you the whole time. Okay? So when you get into these religions and you're doing magic and witchcraft through religious lenses, it confuses you to think that you're drawing power from the religion or from the god or the goddess or whatever that you're worshiping. But no, that's not the case. The power is actually your own. But these gods and goddesses are working for you. Understand that. What being has the power to command nature, to command the gods and goddesses? A witch does. And that's why in a lot of these religions, witches are judged and called evil because people fear that power. Or purposely, they want to keep you disempowered or not realizing your power. So they're portrayed as evil. So understand that, you guys. The power of the witch. You guys need to develop your personal power. You guys need to raise your understanding and awareness of how powerful you are. This is the correct mindset. that you need when you approach witchcraft and magic. If you want to be a powerful witch, you need to understand in the right way that you are powerful. Okay? This is the secrets of the most powerful witches. They know this truth. They know that they can command the gods and goddesses and every spirit, and demons, elementals, the dead, the gods and goddesses, the forces of nature. All of it is commanded by the power of the witch. So you all need to understand that. Stop depending on these gods and goddesses to do things for you when you're approaching it in the wrong way. Petitioning the saints, petitioning the Loas and Orishas, petitioning the gods and goddesses, and begging them to do things for you. It might work. Alright? I'm not denying the power of that as well. I'm not denying the power of the gods to do things. That's not what I'm saying. They might do it. They might do what you ask. They have the power to do it. They might listen. But you need to understand that as a witch, as a true witch, you have the power to tell these gods and goddesses what to do, to bind them to your will, to summon them to do your bidding. You don't have to ask. You understand? The witch walks outside of religion. The witch walks outside of what the rest of society is doing. The witch walks outside of that in her full or his full power. Realize this, you guys. Understand this. And most importantly, use it. Employ it. This is the right perspective you need to be in when you're working your spells, when you're working your magic. You are God. Okay? Understand that. You are the most high God of your life. There is nothing higher than you, other than what you put on a pedestal as higher than you. Why is it higher than you? Why is it on that pedestal? Why do you worship it? Because you put it there to worship. You put it there. You did. You created that. You commanded that God to be there. So understand that. The power is all within you. You just need to realize it and use it. I guarantee you, if you understand this, and you come from this understanding and this awareness, and you walk in it, and you live it, and you do your magic from it, you will see much better results manifesting from your magic. Now, I brought all this to this video because a lot of these witches nowadays are just getting too much caught up in religions. It's really crazy to me. So I just wanted you all to know. You are the power. You have the power. The power was never with anything else other than yourself and where you put it. Stop depending on these gods and goddesses in the way that you're supplicating yourself to them. Stop depending on these spirits in the way that you are begging them or groveling before them. It's not supposed to be that way, y'all. That's for religions. That's not for the witch. The witch is the god or the goddess of their own life. It's the truth. Call on your gods and goddesses. Call on your spirits. Do it from the way I'm talking about in this video. And you will see just how powerful you really are. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all this. No, I'll wait for that. So just understand this, you guys. Go and read those myths I was talking about. Read the ancient Greek myths. Read about the witches of old. And understand that they commanded the gods and goddesses they worked with. They bound the gods and goddesses to do their bidding through their magic and through their sorceries. That's the legacy for all witches. You're all supposed to have that and use that. Alright? I'm going to go. So I'm going to cut this video off, but I'm going to be right back to show y'all the spirit doll I'm working on. Blessed be.